I've lost two things on this presentation, my voice, and in the booklet, my name, Grant there, it's actually Geraint, as you can see here. So thanks for the audience. 10 minutes goes quickly, so I won't dilly-dally. We raised 1.9 million at the end of October in Australia. We brought on nominally 30 new shareholders. The Smorgon Group is a very supportive shareholder. They're the largest private family office in Australia. They followed their money, and so that was a big seal of approval for us to back our new strategy at Alta. The strategy at Alta is leveraging off the Gorno project, which is a lead, zinc, and silver project underground in northern Italy. We have a highly competent and experienced team of Italian staff in Italy. And our other principal project is a cobalt project, also in northern Italy. We are very well served by infrastructure in the country, as you can see. We've got our base metals project, the Gorno project, which was historically mined up until the 1980s, and that produced an average grade of 14% zinc and lead combined. At the time, the project was owned by ENI, the Italian parastatal, and they also own the Port of Esme smelter, which is down in Sardinia, currently owned by Glencore. The Port of Esme smelter was actually built to process the sulfide concentrate from Gorno. So what we do know about this project is, as not only have we done our own metallurgy and detailed work on this to prove up the very simple, very clean metallurgy, but this product was processed in the market for decades, and it was processed very successfully as a clean concentrate at Port of Esme. And we know that we sit in the middle of a whole network of smelters in Europe, and therefore we will enjoy competitive marketing plus very low transportation costs to market. We're also well served by infrastructure, being in the area we are, which is power, roads, rail, an excellent labour force, and access to market. The Gorno zinc project was mined for nominally 100 years. It closed down in 1980. As I said, it produced at a high grade. When it closed, 800 people were laid off from that mine. And the reason it closed was the state company that owned the project decided to focus on oil and gas and therefore shut all their operations in mining and metals. When it closed, 800 people were laid off. And so what we have is two towns where we operate, which the project spans. And in those two towns, people understand mining. They're pro-mining, their relatives worked in the mine, and they're very, very keen and very supportive to see this mine return to production. So we're fortunate to have that. We're in the region of Lombardia, and the regional government looks after all the permitting for the Gorno mine. And we also enjoy a very close relationship, largely because of our entirely Italian team. I was previously with Adriatic Metals, as you may know, and similarly, we had a Bosnian team, and we made great strides forward in the permitting at that project, as we are doing at Gorno. Our second project is called Punta Corna. It's over by Turin, and that's a cobalt project in the centre of Europe with high-grade cobalt. And if I'm not pinged by the bell, I'll talk to you about that at the end. Our focus is the Gorno project. This is why. In the last 2 years, we have realised that Gorno is not just the area that was previously explored, that our current resource stands on, which is that current resource is relatively small. What we realised is that this area has been mined over an entire district, not just a deposit. And as you can see here in the photograph, that the lateral extent of zinc mining and zinc mineralisation is in excess of 8 kilometres. So we know there's fantastic prospective mineralisation in this area. The objective now for Alta Zinc is to go forward and prove that there's several areas that we know of as high priority exploration targets, which will demonstrate not only much higher grade, but also thicker and greater tonnage than our current resource. One of those areas is called Pienbraca. That's our current priority to drill. And this is a close-up view of Pienbraca. We know that it's got good mineralization because we've been in there and sampled it. We can see it on the sidewall from our underground development. There's approximately 200 kilometers of underground development existing at the Gorno project. And the project has also been studied up to DFS level in the past. So one thing that this has is not only very prospective geology, but also largely de-risked technical aspects on the back of the DFS and also on the back of the pre-existing development in the underground. That development's been sitting open for 30, 40 years, and there's very little water flow, and the rock conditions are fantastic. So starting on Friday, we mobilized a drill rig to drill in this area of Pienbraca. We've got high confidence, high conviction in this area because we've been in there and we've sampled. We've sampled on the sidewall of the exposed mineralization, and our samples come back grading an average of just under 19% zinc plus lead, and the thickness is significantly more than our current resource. We are looking at thicknesses in excess of 10 meters. And as you can see from the picture here, and this is a long section through Pienbraca, we've mobilized a rig that's drilling right now and looking to prove up the mineralization that we've got evidence is there. The rig is drilling from underground, the holes are short, and we will be putting news flow in the market of these results starting in early December, and that is the start of a 30-hole drill campaign which is fully funded, and we'll be expecting to be putting good quality news flow in the market to drive the investor interest in this project, as I said, from early December, flowing all the way through to Q1, Q2 next year. What's just as important in this area is that the potential is not just limited to Zorzoni or to Pienbraca, but as I said, we've got 8 kilometers of known mineralization underground. And so once we've proved up a much stronger, much more valuable resource at Pienbraca and the other high priority targets, we'll be looking to expand where the known mineralization is and proving that we've got continuity in a much wider area. So once we put a mine plan together based on a larger resource, we will also then be able to show that not only will we have the resources in the mine plan to underpin a future mine, but we'll also have potential for the next 30, 40, 50 years for zinc exploration and development. As you can see from this chart, the project is largely technically de-risked. That's thanks to a lot of the work that's been funded prior to now, up to DFS, and we're also very advanced with our permitting. As you can see here, we've applied for, we've done our ESIA, we've done our environmental baseline work, and in December we will be applying for our mining license. Finally, a little bit about Punta Corna. I think I've got 30 seconds. It's a cobalt project, quite similar in geology to the Bouazer mine in Morocco, a series of veins. This is early stage exploration. We've taken some grab samples from there, and those peaked up to 3% nickel, 3% cobalt. It sits in the heart of Europe. We all know the amount of interest in battery metals in Europe, and we're very excited about this project. Thank you.